The 110th Mechanized Brigade with new footage, striking Russian armored vehicles. And you all know that we are watching this type of videos on daily basis. Russian losses in Ukraine are just staggering. No other military in the world could sustain this type of losses, except the Russians. The reason is simple. They don't have a regard for human life, and the failed invasion on Ukraine turned to be a matter of life and death for the Russian Tsar. Simple, Putin knows, if he pulls out from Ukraine, his people will kill him. But even Russia have a limitation on men and weapons, and we will see how close are we to that point. Meanwhile, Wagner-linked channels released a message acknowledging the loss of large numbers of personnel in Mali. There are few details, except that the mercenaries were commanded by Sergei Shevchenko with the call sign Pond. He was killed. Wagner released an official statement on the events in Mali, which led to heavy losses among PMC fighters. Verbatim, from July 22 to July 27, 2024, FM soldiers and soldiers of the 13th Assault Detachment of the Wagner PMC, under the leadership of Commander Sergei Shevchenko, call sign Pond, in the vicinity of the village of Tinzoutin, fought fierce battles with militants from the coordination movement of Azawad, CMA, and the terrorist group Al-Qaeda in the Sahel, JNIM, banned in the Russian Federation. On the first day, the Prude group destroyed most of the Islamists and put the rest to flight. However, the ensuing sandstorm allowed the radicals to regroup and increase their numbers to 1,000 people. In connection with this, the command of the Wagner PMC decided to transfer additional forces to the combat area to provide assistance to the 13th Assault Detachment. On July 25th, the militants again attacked the musicians. But thanks to the coordinated actions of the orchestra personnel and Malian military personnel, the attack attempt was repulsed. Over the next 2 days, the radicals increased the number of massive attacks, using heavy weapons, UAVs, and suicide vehicles, which resulted in losses from the Wagner PMC and FAMA soldiers. The last radiogram from the Prude group arrived on July 27th at 1710. The 3 of us are left. We continue to fight. The commander of the 13th Assault Detachment, Sergei Pond Shevchenko, died in battle. Russian forces in southern Ukraine appear to be experiencing an increasingly desperate shortage of water. Water rations for all personnel, from soldiers in the trenches to fighter pilots, are now limited to only 1 liter, 36 ounces per day, as little as 8% of what they need. The fighter-bomber Telegram channel last week posted an appeal to Russian companies to supply Russian Air Force regiments with bottled water. It reports that 3,300 liters have now been donated to one airfield, enough to last a month. However, 7 more regiments still need a total of 23 tons of water, 23,000 liters, 6,000 US gallons. The huge shortfall almost certainly indicates a major breakdown in Russian logistics across the region, exacerbated by drought and the destruction of the Kakhovka Dam. The channel notes, the standard of 1 liter of bottled water a day is not only for pilots, it's the same for the whole army, but now they've added pilots to it. It's the same for those in the trenches. This quantity is far below what is needed. According to this chart, at current temperatures of 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, men are likely to need between 7 to 13 liters per day if they are carrying out moderate to hard work. They are getting between 8 to 15% of this amount. Not surprisingly, Russian soldiers on the front line are taking increasingly desperate measures to obtain water, such as creating crude filters to try to strain out contaminants, or simply drinking untreated water directly from puddles. Given that groundwater in the vicinity of trenches is likely to be contaminated with human feces, spilled fuel, and decaying corpses, it's probable that Russian troops are experiencing significant rates of waterborne diseases. While this is likely to affect combat effectiveness through dehydration and disease, it's possible that Russian casualties are so high, reportedly currently 1,200 per day, that they are dying so quickly that many do not have time to get ill. Russian attempts to swap an assault group on an island in the Kherson region ended in defeat. The operation, carried out by the Hora group, resulted in a complete failure for the Russians. Russia has begun including new, cheaply made drones in its long-range attacks on Ukraine to try to identify air defenses, film any damage, and act as decoys, a Ukrainian military spy official said. One type carries a camera and a Ukrainian mobile phone SIM card to send images back to the Russian military. They're trying to get a picture of where all our air defenses are located, said Andriy Cherniak, a military spy agency spokesperson. The second new type of drone contains no explosive charge or only a small one and is being used as a decoy. He said the new drones probably cost as little as $10,000 each, despite their long range, making them far cheaper to produce than air defense missiles. The drones can also fly at an altitude of 1,000 meters, 3,000 feet, putting them out of range of machine guns and automatic rifles, he said. President Zelensky is in the frontline city of Vovchansk, Kharkiv Oblast, to award members of the Special Forces on their National Day.
Сил спеціальних операцій Збройних сил України хочу вам подякувати за вашу мужність, за все, що ви робите, ви, ваші побратими, і подякувати вам, бо ми точно переможемо. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.